Hey guys, and welcome back to Born Traveller. Right, today I'm going to do my top travel apps for minimalist travelers. Okay, so let's get started. Right, this is my list of the best apps that you can put onto your phone as a traveller. The first one is called TravelSpend. TravelSpend is basically a budget app that you can keep track of all your spending, and basically you can go through how much you're spending. You can basically set a new budget. You put the name, how much you want to spend, the currency you want it to be, when it starts, when it finishes, and you can add a photo if you want to for that particular trip. As you can see, I've got 39,000 rupees for that particular time. Okay, so in the app itself, there's quite a few things that you can put in. You can just go to here and you can add all different sections. If you've got one that is not there, you can just press general and then you can add a description of what it is. There is a paid version, but honestly I would not recommend it. I don't think it's worth it unless you're want to download all this information and save it. Then apart from that, it's not really worth it. Although it's not really expensive. They do deals for about, I think it's a lifetime membership for about £2, so it's not expensive. But the great thing is you can enter in the activity. So you go into restaurant, you enter the amount in, you can select the currency. Obviously I've got it in rupees. You select it, you just press OK. Obviously you can distribute it as well over several days. It's fantastic like that. You can obviously add an location. You can also add an image, and also you can change the day. So if you forget to put something in, you can go back and forth. And then you can go back in, and then it'll show you basically. So as you can see there, I went to do some shopping, and I've spread it out over right through until the end of this period that I've set myself. Okay, so obviously you can see all the lists. It tells you here in the top where it says 1,412 rupees. That's how much I've spent today. Yesterday, sorry. Today, I'm not actually putting the expenses in, so we could do that today. So I'll just do this quickly. My accommodation was 900 rupees, so that's quite easy. And then I also spent 30 rupees on transport, and I also spent 80 rupees so far on breakfast. So we go to restaurants, 80 rupees, and enter it, and we've got an advert. So the one thing you do get is adverts, unfortunately. There's nothing you really can do about that. Okay, that's the downside to this particular app. There are adverts. And then you can see that it's here in the top right hand corner. I've spent 1,112 rupees. Right, if you go to statistics, you can see that my daily budget at the moment is 1,344. So I've splashed out quite a lot on accommodation today because I wanted a nice air conditioned room where I could do this in nice, quiet, peaceful, no dorms or anything like that. As you can see, where it says surplus, I'm actually overspent by 574 rupees. It gives you your daily budget, your daily spend, and your total spend so far. And there is also a very useful bit at the bottom here that shows you a percentage of how much you've spent. So you can see how much you spend on accommodation, how much you spend on shopping, which is actually really good when you go at the end. And it also shows you a map, actually. You can see where you've spent the money, which I don't really see much purpose for that, but anyway. But yeah, so that's TravelSpend. Really recommend it. It's a very, very useful app, and it's free apart from a few adverts that aren't really that annoying and take a few seconds to clear. So yeah, really recommend that one. That's the first one. So the next one is currency. This is the XE. I would recommend this. It's basically a currency app that you can quite quickly. So let's say I want to find out how much 300 US dollars is for Indian rupees. I can see it's 21,000. Pretty straightforward. You can add different currencies. You can only add about 10 at a time. I'm assuming there is a professional version where you can add more, but the free version you can only add about 10. Generally don't really need that many. If you want to just get rid of one, you just press that and then press it again, and then you just go back, and that'll list all the ones you need. Okay, it's pretty simple. There's not much to it, but it's very useful that you're not going to get ripped off. When you're traveling, making sure that it's very quickly. Just pull out your phone. How much is 500 rupees? You can just go right. 500 rupees. How much is that? Right, I know it's $7. Okay, great, brilliant. So the next app is Booking.com. It's taken a few seconds to load for some strange reason. I don't know why that is. It must be my Wi-Fi is slow or something. But anyway, we'll just have to bear with it. But basically, Booking.com is the best hotel booking app that I've found. The great thing is that you can book the hotel, you can reserve it without having to use your credit card. Cancellations are very easy. You can just cancel anytime. I've never had any problems with that. And you can basically just search pretty much anywhere in the world and you'll find somewhere. So you can see I've just searched Varkala in India and put the dates in. You can also select how many people, and it'll give you a range of not only hostels but also so if you can see on the first one, you've got a hostel, and then you've got double rooms, and you've got loads of filters that you can set the price, the ratings. There's lots of reviews. This is good. It's all over the world. I mean, I've used it in Central Asia, Southern Asia, and Southeast Asia so far. So it's been very, very handy, and it's really useful. You can also do some of the most important things like selecting, filter out the ones that don't have air conditioning. There's some really special ones if you want a coffee machine or a balcony. So that might be good if you're going to a beach resort. You can select balcony. But yeah, it's, as I say, very easy to book somewhere. It takes 20 seconds, and they're quite reliable. The only problem you have sometimes is that some of the hotels will argue their prices, especially here in India, that because it's from Booking.com, they might not agree to it. You just got to stick to your guns and say, you booked it, that's the price. But sometimes you won't get around that. But essentially, a very, very good app. So the next one is Skyscanner. Skyscanner is an amazing app that you can use for booking flights. It's the best one in the world by a country mile. It finds probably, I would say, 95% of all the flights in the world. And you quite easily can find flights from anywhere. You can, obviously, it's just normal booking. The only thing is that you don't actually a lot of times book the flight on Skyscanner itself. You'll go to a third-party site. Sometimes you just have to be a little bit careful that they're not like a travel agent. Make sure it's like a reputable booking site like Ocado, or maybe eBookers, or Kiwi. So really, really amazing site. Really love Skyscanner. Very easy to use. You can book multi-city as well, so you can have more than one flight. So you can book 3 or 4 flights. One of the amazing things you can do is with Skyscanner is you can book everywhere. So I can go from this is a particular airport I am, and I can just search for everywhere. What's the cheapest flight? So you can see that India is obviously the cheapest flight, but the next one is in Maldives. And also, you can select the whole month, which you can select the whole month, and that will you can see which is the cheapest flights. Look, so I've gone everywhere, and it's telling me that India has a flight for 4,000 minimum at 4,000 rupees, Malaysia, and again. So amazing, and the actual if you go into it, obviously India, and you can see each day. It'll tell you, let's say I want to get to Chennai. It'll tell you each day which days are the best. Look, 14th to 17th. The website itself is probably slightly better. The app is not the best. I would probably recommend using if you're looking for multiple flights, probably use the actual website. It's probably a little bit more detailed. This doesn't seem to be as detailed, but still a very, very handy app to have on your phone for reference. Okay. So the next one is probably the one I use the most, and it's called Maps.me. Maps.me is absolutely amazing. All it is basically Google Maps offline, and it's just a very simple idea. All it does, it just basically downloads your local area. So in this case, I'm in India, so it's downloaded Kerala. I'm in Kerala. It's downloaded the state of Kerala. So it'll only keep maybe 45, 50 megabytes of information, but that's where you want it. You only need the local information generally where you are, don't you? So it downloads everything you need, and then you've got an offline map. You don't have to rely on the 4G, because some countries, obviously, you either can't get a signal or you can't buy a SIM card. So this is absolutely amazing, and it is quite detailed. It gets updated all the time. It tells you all the bus stands, as you can see. You can also actually reroute plans, and you can actually, although I don't think it's very good, but you can actually look for bus routes, but that doesn't seem to work on here. There is another app I would recommend for doing that. Obviously, like Google Maps, basically, is the best one for that. But you can route from one point to another point by say car, so you can just go route from, and then we can pick another destination. Let's just say to this petrol pump here, route 2, dead quick, 4 minutes. It'll do it by car, and it'll tell you to get there by walking, how long it'll take you. Obviously the car, it's not got the traffic, so that's just something to bear in mind. It might take longer, but it's really handy when you're at a train station. It does have hotels on it. As you can see, it has some hotels, not all the hotels, but I found most of my hotels are on here, so very, very handy. Really amazing app. Absolutely love it. Definitely recommend that one. Of all the recommends, that's probably my top recommend, is Maps.me. Okay. The next one is a really useful one, and I update it all the time, is one we call Wi-Fi map. Now, Wi-Fi map basically is just a big Wi-Fi map of the local area, and people have uploaded the actual passwords to particular Wi-Fi scenarios. So what you can do is you can find that particular one and you can connect to it for free.